Hi Virgo, welcome. It's time for Love in the Full Moon. This is a general love reading for all of you Virgos out there, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Take what works, leave what does not. Never force a reading. You know if it's yours. And we all know who everybody is in the story, right? So I don't like to hone in too much with whose sign is what, you know, because unless it really keeps jumping out at me. So, with that being said, let's see what's going on in the world of our Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the messages, for the greatest and highest good for all of our Virgos. You really want it to come through. I can't help but feel like you're taking control and, you know, this is how it's going to be. I keep hearing this is how it's going to be. All right, so let's see what that's all about. What's going on with our Virgos? Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Grateful, thankful for these messages. Your overall energy. The King of Cups. So I think, you know, you're coming out in a place where, you know, you're a very kind person. You're a very caring person. You're probably very intuitive. I think you're one of these people that you have a lot of things going on at one time. So you also are a very busy person. Maybe you extend yourself more than you should to other people, because sometimes I think that hangs you up a little bit. But let's see what's going on. I'm going to put some cards down here on the table and see what this reading has to say for all of you. All right, so yeah, you, I think, you know, you try to give evenly to everybody in your circle. But there's somebody, you know, who always is upset. It seems like no matter what you try to do, you're always hung up. Sometimes you just don't feel good about it. And it leaves you feeling very alone. And you question your future too. I mean, you look at that a lot. You know, you're looking at like, gosh, you know, should we keep going in the same direction or not and try to make this work? Because there is some upset here. Because you as this King of Cups, you know, you try a lot. It's almost like you don't know what else to give this person to make them happy. They just remain very, very upset, very difficult, very angry. You know, I get the sense of a codependent relationship here. But it's like somebody, it doesn't matter what you do, it's never going to be enough. And you try and try and try to figure out whether or not, you know, you can even figure out how to make this balance. I think a lot of times money comes into the issue. You know, I mean, there's just a lot of things I think that you think about between you and your person. And it's really unfortunate. Because out comes the Wheel of Fortune reversed with the Judgment card reversed. It's like you just don't know how much longer you can keep going. You know, because there's a part of you that wants to give up. Just wants you're done with this relationship. And you're looking at that. Because here you are, Virgo. You're very, you know, you're really intense on this. Because you're trying to balance everything in this relationship. And yet, you know, this new start, it's like you're not sure whether or not you can keep going. Or just because you're really depressed about this. Because you're half in and half out right now. And it's like there's a part of you that wants to figure out how to make it work. But in the meantime, you know, life goes on, right? So I think you really look at whether or not you want to have a future with this person. Honestly. I think you're a very charming person. I think people really admire you. But you know that there's, when you're juggling things and there's this real imbalance, because with this Page of Swords reversed, I also get the feeling that, you know, it's like the words that you guys say to each other sometimes are not clear. And it's like you want your life back. You want to feel good again. You want to feel like, you know, you matter, you're important. But up here, this is a very toxic relationship. You know, maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn or an earth sign. I mean, we're definitely in your element here with this Emperor reverse. I mean, it's so difficult. And you want to move on from this. And it's like, do you, because when it's good, and when it's bad, right? There's something about it that you know is very unstable. And you're not sure whether or not you're willing, you know, to give this any more energy or to just move on. So right now you're very confused, you know, but I think, you know, you see the direction you want to go in, but you're not sure you're willing to take that risk. But I think you're starting to gain clarity because you're looking at your future with this person seriously, for the first time, really seriously, about how much longer you want to move on with them. You know, and the messages between the two of you, I feel like that, you know, it's not good news. I think you're really looking at it. Like, can it ever change? Can it ever improve? Or do we keep going like this? You're at a point of making a decision about you and your person. Yeah, there you are. There's a lot of history between the two of you. So now you're at that crossroads. Do we begin fresh again and see whether we can turn this around? Or do we walk away from this union because somebody is never going to be happy enough? Because here we have the King of Wands. Now we have the Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is reversed. I mean, that's difficult energy. And that's somebody who is not really faithful either. And honest. Not honest. You know, instead they get very defensive. They're very jealous. They're very, you know, manipulative. You know, it's an ugly energy. And this Hierophant is like, you know, this is the card of freedom, of, you know, a free spirit, not wanting to be tied down. And somebody does walk away. Keep whatever it is that you want. Go ahead, I'm out, is how I feel you. You know, this is how it's going to be, right, Virgo? Yeah, so, you know, you're at a point now where you really question whether or not this is going to bring you what you want. So you're ready to heal and to really face what it is because you're hopeful about your future. And you know why? Because you take control. You finally really look at what it is you want. Because to have everything with this person and not have love attached to it, because there's this sense of there's not a lot of love here. You know, where are the cups? The cups are down here. All upside down and misused and poured out. You know, your intuition knows what you want to do. So I think it's time for you now to open up and try to see whether or not everybody can see the worth in each other, the value in each other. You know, because if it's not working and somebody wants out, then maybe you guys need to break up. Maybe that's where you're headed. You know, but you have to have a very honest conversation with this person about your future. Especially if you want any healing to come out. Because right now, you know, somebody's emotions are just so skewed. I mean, this is, you know, this is, there's no more love. You know, it doesn't matter how much you try, you know, to make this person happy until, if you, everything inside of you says that, you know, maybe we need to really look at each other. Because emotionally, you guys are balanced on one level, but it's like this communication thing you two have. That's got to come to an end. You know, and if this is where you're at the point where there is nothing else and you don't want to believe that there's nothing left in this union. I mean, I think that's really a hard pill to swallow. Like, really? All the work I've put into it and I end up putting it to an end? You put a lot of hard work into it. But you can't make somebody love you. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't. Love is love. Wow. And down comes the Tower. Virgo. But I think, You know, this is where you start to turn the corner. When you really see the future you have to have with this person. This is where, you know, you have to be very honest with what you really want. Is this worth it? This full moon, I think, will be very important for you. I mean, you two really definitely have this connection. You love each other. And I think everybody wants the same thing. But can you have the same thing with this person? Yeah, so I see endings. I see endings for you, Virgo, with this. I'm sorry to say. But somebody definitely moves on their way. Look. You take off. I mean, you have, and you put this is painful. Look, 10 of Swords. You know, but it's time to put this down. You know, to pick up where you leave off. We have the 9, the 10 and the 9 and the 5. You know, these are endings. You know, but I think you see that, you know, you've got to start to pick up the pieces now. All right, let's get some advice for you regarding this relationship. Oh, this is really a heavy one. I'm so sorry, Virgo. You know, this is painful. I see that. Because you two have this connection, but, you know, opportunities are right in front of you. There's doors opening. There's something really beautiful about to happen. So you have to trust the process, I think, more than anything. And that's what takes this honesty. And that's taking, you know, you need to, like, really talk from the heart. Yeah. So, yeah, the messages are not going to, you know, you can't avoid what you have to say about this ending. Because you have to speak your truth. You have to put this down, you know. And then these fresh new beginnings can start to arise. Because from this dark out comes this bright light. And you're strengthened. You know, because this cycle from the past, it was not getting you where you wanted to go. You know, we've all been stilled, you know, with this coronavirus. And with that, you're placed in a position that you have to really look at the direction and the future you want to go in with your person. So, you need to decide, is it all about the material? You know, if there's no love and you have everything else, is that what you want? Or do you want love and nothing else? It's on you at this time. But be careful with your words, okay? Because endings are hard. They hurt. So I do feel this is an ending. So, until the next reading, take care of yourselves, Virgo. Blessed be. Take care of, you know, yourself. Honor yourself. Be good to yourself. There's a lot of healing coming from all of this. You're not alone, all right? You're not alone. You know, because you have the Star and the Temperance. You know, this is in your future. So this is a big healing. Sometimes that's what endings are all about, is so that you can have a fresh new start. All right, until then, I'm going to get myself in trouble if I keep talking. If you like the reading, thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. A like, subscribe, a share. Trying to get my channel growing here. So, yeah, until the next reading, blessed be. Bye now.